What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Live in my car right now. See if anybody pops up. Live in the car, baby. Let's see if anybody comes in and says hi, makes himself heard. What's going on, Stephen B? Jack, what's going on? Gentlemen. Steve, what's going on, buddy? Jeremiah, what's up? Yeah. I was just talking my man in the face. So, gang. Jacob Petruzzi, Murderers Row. What's going on, everybody? Sorry I couldn't get on earlier. I had a day full of birthday parties today. And was out during the game, after the game, and so on. And I have a birthday party for my youngest tomorrow. So I'll be out again. Joe, my man from Mania, what's going on? So 3 hits today on a very unflattering loss to the Athletics. I keep wanting to call them A's, but they're the Athletics. Initial take, Clark Schmidt, not bad. 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them were earned. Okay. Kept them in the game, but our bats clearly have not done their part right now. So, my power's out? No, my power's not out. I'm in my car. No, I just came home from a long day. Birthday parties and all that stuff, so I'm just hanging out in the car with you guys for a little bit before I go inside. I have to do some prep work for our birthday. We're having a birthday party for our little one tomorrow. And we have a bouncy house coming and all this type of stuff, so I have to do some prep work for that when I get in the house. So I'm going to do that now. I wanted to come on here with you guys for a little bit because I couldn't do it earlier because we were at parties all day. Jason After Dark is right, Siciliano. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All he is. My man NFA, brother. Better, yeah. Y'all echo the same sentiments, NFA, from Strike Zone? Better offensive production? Yeah, we need an efficient, productive major league bat right now. Right? It's off the rails after ass, right? The problem is we don't know if Eugenio Suarez is going to be made available. We just don't know yet. So, and this might take us right down to the wire here, to the deadline, at least for a bat. I think they can get a couple of relief arms before that. But in terms of the bat, it might go down to the deadline because teams are going to be holding on to that asset and trying to get teams to bid against each other. Yep. Consistent offensive production is damn right. Yep. Yeah, I mean, honestly, someone who can be just an effective table setter at the top, right? An effective table setter at the top would be helpful to give the other guys an opportunity just to drive in runs, right? And then when we get on base, especially when our fast guys get on base, try to utilize these guys, try to move them over, try to get them to steal bases and all this stuff. I mean, what do we got? Dominguez, we have Jazz, Volpe, and Bellinger, probably 4 guys who can steal bases. You know, it would be nice to see more stolen bases from these guys. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. A righty bat and 2 bullpen arms. I'm right with you there, bro. I'm thinking the same. A righty bat and 2 bullpen arms. Well, you said so. For those that don't know, DJ LeMahieu was put on a July 31st deadline by the Yankees, which is the same day, obviously, as the trade deadline. So it sounds as if he's got to produce more, or they're very likely going to move on from him. So, which at this point makes sense. And I also appreciate the fact that they're trying to be loyal to him and trying to keep him around because they are paying him a lot of money and they want to pay respect to the veteran who's been good for them. I get that too. But, you know, like I say this a lot. I like the player, but I like the team more. So if they can get a player who's going to come in here and represent an upgrade for the team, I'd rather do that. And say thank you to DJ. Keep him around as an instructor. Do something if he doesn't get picked up by another team, right? Which I don't know if he'd get picked up by another team. Think he's put him on waivers or released him or whatever. I don't know. They're not going to get rid of Stanton, though, Benji. No. Lombard eventually replaces... Yeah, but not this year. He won't be in the majors this year. Lombard, he's not ready. He's nowhere near ready. But eventually, yes, I could see that. Hello, Mary Ellen. You feel like they're taking on the personality of manager. What do you mean by that? Just want to make sure I have a better understanding of what you're saying. They need an actual leader. Well, when you say leader, JD, what do you mean leader? Like who? You talking about player or manager? Bellinger's got another year. Well, he's got an opt-in or an opt-out, in which I can see him opting back in to stay with the Yankees. I do think he's going to want to stay with the Yankees next year. Yeah. Well, Goldie, I don't know. Goldie's coming back to earth, but he's still a valuable asset to the team. So I'm not as confident there. You know, back before, like a month ago, I was like, oh, there's no way. I mean, they definitely should, are likely going to re-sign him. I don't feel as confident now because they can essentially replace him with Ben Rice at first base. So they're paying Stanton too much. Well, yes, but they didn't sign him to that contract. I mean, they traded him, and you know the Marlins signed him to that contract. So, but he's not preventing them from making other moves. Stanton. But yeah, you know, it's crazy because he's batting almost 300 right now. I'm not seeing the power yet, but he's batting a little bit better than I thought he was going to bat. Because generally, when he comes back from an injury, he stinks for a while. He's actually been putting decent contact in the ball. I wish he would not have as many messy strikeouts, but so I do think that when you say more accountability, that's just a constant talking point. What do you mean by it? What are you looking for with accountability? What do you want to see happen when you say accountability? Do I see Spencer? You know, Benji, I mean, they gave him a first base glove, but I haven't seen any situation where they actually put him at first base. Maybe he'll get an opportunity to try. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to try. Yeah. Boone, how is Boone losing the clubhouse? They have each other's back pretty seriously. The athletes have his back, and he has their back. So what do you mean he's losing the clubhouse? Does Spencer Jones eventually replace DJ? He's got a good chance of replacing someone else. Japanese player. Well, Munetaka Murakami, I don't even know if he's back from his injury yet. But he's a guy that we're looking at potentially for third base or first base. But if Ben Rice keeps, playing the way he's going to playing, then he'll probably get 20, 25 home runs this year. And they might want to stick with him instead of signing the Japanese guy. But I don't know, because the Japanese player is probably going to cost several years. And then if they do that, they're either going to create a more difficult situation for George Lombard or have to move on from Ben Rice. And Ben Rice is a proven commodity here now. Munetaka is not yet proven here, so we just don't know yet about him. But he's definitely an appealing option, that's for sure. He's a big-time power hitter. Grave danger of being third place by the All-Star break. How is that third place? I don't. This happens. The first place team, Marion. Excuse me. It happens to first place teams. Look at the Mets. They're playing awful. The Dodgers aren't playing too hot either. No. I don't think Spencer Jones. I think it would be a mistake to trade Spencer Jones. Who would they trade him for? Well, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing too, John. I think that's problems, and I think getting a table setter would probably maybe help alleviate that. Because you're right. Because when we're cold, we're kind of cold collectively as a group. When we're hot collectively as a group. And right now, we need somebody who can kind of get in there and break that pattern up. So. Well, Grisham won't be here next year, Lee. Grisham, I think, is going to be moving on in free agency. So that's one guy out. And depends on how well. If Spencer Jones plays well, really well, Dominguez is in trouble. I'll tell you right now. If Spencer Jones plays well, Jeremiah, then there's no need to pursue Kyle Tucker and pay him $500-600 million. Rice, yeah, he has a shot, an outside shot of making the All-Star team. Not as a starter, but he's an outside shot. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see the missed fly ball there from Austin Wells, so I can't really comment on it. Nolan Arenado, maybe, but not to the Yankees. Benji, I don't see him being traded to the Yankees. Lombard is. I mean, Spencer Jones might be. I think Spencer Jones might have a good shot at being a September call-up. Lombard still has some developing to do. He's not ready yet. He's definitely not ready yet. More Kami can play. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if they would do that, but it's possible. You never know. Would I trade for who? Walker Buehler? No. Yeah, it's all right. Let the Dodgers win. Go right ahead. He's not here yet, IKEA, but that's the report, right? The report is that the Yankees and the San Francisco Giants are keeping close eye on IKF. And my guess is if IKF is a thing, first of all, he's an upgrade of what we have here now, right? If they play him in the right position. They play him at third base. So he's an upgrade over Peraza. He's an upgrade over DJ. So there's that, right? And they can get him on the cheap. And if you can get him in a package trade with maybe David Bednar together, then maybe that's worth pursuing. Because I really don't see... I have a hard time seeing Ryan McMahon coming here. And I have an even harder time seeing Brendan Donovan coming here. And I hate saying that, but I'm not sure the Cardinals are going to move Donovan. No. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Grisham, Mary Ellen. I mean, I really would. Ken, what do you know, my man? I really wouldn't be surprised if they trade Grisham. The problem is he's playing better than Dominguez is. So why trade him? That's the other question. We need that elite defense right now. So there's an argument to be made to trade him. There's an argument to be made to keep him. But he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year anyway, so how much can you get for him in a trade? Is the other question, too. No. Well, Angel, if they can get Suarez, I mean, I wonder how much it would cost to get Suarez. That's the other thing, too. What would the price tag be for Suarez? And I was talking about this with Ken earlier. Excuse me, from The Ugly Truth. And And can't even send some, he sent some intel over. We're talking about Suarez. And again, like, what if he gets traded? And let's just say he does. What would the price tag be for Suarez? Right? And that's the, I think that's the $1 million question that none of us know the answer to, unfortunately. You need to find yeah, exactly, Silver, exactly. A table setter would be nice. Someone who can wreak some havoc on the base paths. So, and JD, I'm not convinced Tucker's going to leave Chicago either. They might give him a big deal. So, I don't see Gio Urshela. This makes no sense. And Evaldi, unless the Texas Rangers eat a lot of the money, excuse me, I don't see the Yankees trading for a starting pitcher at this point. I think 2 relievers and a bat, I think, is probably the way to go. And that would be a pretty darn good deadline if they did that. And they don't have to re-sign Grisham, Lee. Spencer Jones is an elite defensive player in the outfield too. And he's got Ellie De La Cruz speed. He's twice as fast as Grisham. Angel, long day, man. My apologies for not going live early. We had birthday parties all day today, and I wasn't even at home. So I haven't gotten out of my car yet. I'm in my car. And before I go home, and then I have to prep for my own daughter's birthday party tomorrow too. So I got to go in and do prep work for that. Yeah, Alcantara. That's the thing. Like, yeah, he got hammered. Let's trade for him. If it'll lower his price, maybe. Beatty or McNeil from the Mets. Do they move the needle? I don't know. You know, I think anybody they bring in's got to be some type of needle mover. I think they'll keep Bellinger. I'm not sure about Goldie just yet. I'm not sure. Ketel Marte, they're not trading him. Benji, the Diamondbacks are not going to trade Ketel Marte. And I would rather keep George Lombard than Ketel Marte. Blake Trinan, is he hurt? Is he hurt? Trinan? Who would you trade Dominguez for, John Kavanaugh? I'm curious. You're going to ruffle some feathers. A lot of fans love Dominguez. I love ruffling feathers, so. Who would you trade it for, John? 2026 potential lineup. Bellinger, Jazz, Volpe, Suarez, Dominguez, Judge, Jones, Tucker. Interesting. Well, Suarez is a free agent after this season, so I'm not exactly sure they would bring it back. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Jack. I mean, exactly. And like, that's one reason I'm a big proponent of Brendan Donovan, but, he's 300. And he's also one of the best bunters in the game, too. So he displays a skill set that we do not display here as a team, unfortunately. And he would be a perfect fit, but I just don't know if the Cardinals are going to trade him. And if they do, that's going to cost you Dominguez and other pieces. Easily. Yeah, Grisham. He's so smooth sometimes. He looks nonchalant sometimes. Right? He just looks like he's not paying attention, but he is butter smooth. Marte's from the D-backs is not being moved. Ketel Marte. Wygen and Carl Stanton, Maximo. Aroldis Chapman. I don't know. I'm not sure if the Yankees would want him back. The fans would kind of go nuts. You would trade Dominguez for Kurt. Well, okay. See, that's what, I think you're on the right track. Jack, because those guys have like 4 or 5 years of control left. If you're going to trade a guy like that, that's what you have to get, is a pitcher with multiple controllable years. That to me is a more fair value. You Yeah, Nathaniel, we were at birthday parties all day for the kids, so this is the only time I've been able to get on my car. I mean, get online now, and like once I go inside, I'm gonna be doing prep work. So I wouldn't have time to set up downstairs in my basement. That's why I'm live in my car right now. Haven't even gone into my house yet. Henry isn't sitting Halverson or Bird, IKF and Tyler. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, Ken, that's probably going to be what it's going to, something like, some semblance of that is what the deadline's probably going to look like. And that wouldn't be that bad. No. I don't think the Giants are going to move Chapman. His contract is huge, too, by the way. And Sonny Gray is dealing. The problem with Sonny Gray is, well, I mean, if they somehow traded for him, I think he'd be better this time around because he has Matt Blake. Last time he got traded here, they had Larry Rothschild, and they tried to change the way he pitched, and it didn't work. I don't know why they decided to do that, but clearly did not work. So, and I would what the hell's the point of trading for him if you're going to try and change the way he pitches? Trade for him because he's good with what he's doing. Keep him, let him do that. And that's what I mean. If you're going to trade for a guy like that, you have to let him be himself. Yeah. Judge for Skeens and Reynolds. That's the Mongo right there, Ken. That's the Mongo right there. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, gang, if you don't mind. Let's hit the thumbs up. I'm going to try to get those thumbs up now. I greatly appreciate it. I won't keep you on very much longer. We'll only be on for a few more minutes, and I got to get inside because I do have to do some prep work and some cleaning and everything, and we got a bunch of people coming over tomorrow, so. They might trade for Brian Hayes. Well, my question, Angel, he's got several controllable years. If you trade for him, you move Jazz to second, which I understand that makes sense. But like, what happens then? I mean, that also means because he has team options for 28 and 29. Like, how do you make room for George Lombard Jr. in that situation? If you have Brian Hayes and Jazz here, do you either not re-sign Jazz, or you do not exercise the options for Brian Hayes? Either one of those situations would make room for George Lombard, and you don't have to rush Lombard. So that's got to be, in my opinion, part of the Yankees' calculus too. Brian Hayes, if they were to go down that route. Oh, rest in peace, Dave Parker. Good player. Rest in peace, Dave Parker, man. Thank you, Silver. Appreciate it. She turns 3 tomorrow, so 3. Yep, we got bouncy house coming and the wet bouncy house, so they can run around in the water and get wet and slide and jump around and fart around and all that stuff. So they'll have a lot of fun. The kids, it's gonna be like 90 degrees, so it'll be perfect. So, and I gotta go in the morning. I gotta get up early, and after my stretches, I gotta go out and get fruits, and I gotta go to Costco, and I gotta do all this stuff tomorrow morning. Yeah, I mean, same here, Ken. I was at a birthday party from we was like about 1 to 6, something like that, and then we had to go pick up my wife's parents from the airport, and their flight was 2 hours late. So it's just all of a sudden now it's 11:15. So, and I'm gonna go inside now, and again, I'll probably be up for a while doing stuff. And then I get up in the morning and do stuff, and then it's party day tomorrow. I gotta go pick up the cake. I gotta do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so I'm right with you there, Ken. Parenting, grandparenting, never ends, bro. Never ends, my friend. Yeah. Well, I mean, Marcus Stroman's on the mound tomorrow. I mean, they did make a corresponding move, right? And ahead of time, they optioned out Alan Winans. So, back to AAA. No surprise. Same to you, Jack. Thanks, my man. You too. They did option out Alan Winans after he pitched today too, so he's back. In AAA, Stroman's up off the IL, so we'll see what we get out of Stroman tomorrow. We'll see what we get out of him. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't see the game either. I was keeping tabs, but it sucked keeping tabs. Yeah. But that's what we got, gang. I mean, it's a little bit later at night. I wanted to keep it simple. I just wanted to get the pulse of the room and see how you guys were feeling about this. And let's put our thinking caps on here. Let's freaking, help will this team to a better trade deadline, a smart trade deadline, a strategic trade deadline. And hopefully, it's an early game tomorrow, too. Hopefully, they freaking win tomorrow and win the series before we go to Toronto for 4 and then come back here and they get the Mets for 3. So on Citi Field. So, and Toronto's not going to be a cakewalk either. Maybe they'll go out there and they'll trade for Bo Bichette while they're out there. So, you doing the play-by-play tomorrow, Ken? All right, then. All right. It is an early game tomorrow, and I'll be out doing party stuff. So, but I'm going to try to get in here and do a post-game at some point, too. So, yeah, well, exactly. A lot of this stuff is self-imposed, Mike, right? It's a bad play, sloppy play, and it's just a collective unit of a bunch of guys hot at once, a bunch of guys cold at once, which sucks. But, I mean, our starting pitching is still doing their job. They really are. So I got to give the kudos to the starting pitching. But we need the bats to kind of, help lift up the starting pitching a little bit. We need the bats to wake the freak up. 4 hits. Yeah. Yeah, I thought we had 3 hits. My apologies if we had 4. I thought we had 3. 3 whopping hits. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, John. Exactly. I got 3 of them, too. 7, 5, and 3. So, all girls. Yes, indeed. Little princesses. But you guys go have a great night. Get some rest. I'm going to get some rest. Appreciate you spending some time with me this evening. This is the best family out here, man. And we'll be back tomorrow. We need to celebrate a freaking win tomorrow. We need to celebrate a win tomorrow. That way we can say the Yankees won and hopefully the Mets lost.